Namaste, Jai Bharat. When we hear of the term or expression US aid, what comes to the mind of a common perceiver is that it's something like very philanthropic attempt, very humanitarian movement, helping, etc. etc. And the US gives funds for the betterment of societies and other nations, or helping other societies other than the US society. But then, this really is not the case. US aid is under the control, planning, and execution of the intelligence agencies of US. It's the US intelligence agencies that conceives where the aid should go, to whom it should go, and how it should go. All this. When you look at it, we find that US aid goes to societies, many nations, including Bharat, many nations, to individuals, agencies, NGOs, and people like journalists, etc. And if you look at that, who are the recipients of the US aid and the modus operandi of the fund coming, even the fund comes through, different setups, from different overseas operations, money transfer, etc., which is not very transparent. Money comes to people, and in a huge amount for the recipients at least. Now, the journalists, etc., how do they select? That no one knows. Right now we understand how do they select people, how do they fund people. It's very simple. There are black ships in every society. There are black ships in every society. Now, if I will just concern myself with my nation, there are some people and some locusts where there are minds that would want to be against the nation. That's a kind of default disease with some kinds of people who are fault finders. In Sanskrit we call it as doshaika drikkatva. There are many such doshaika drikks in every society. We also have in our society, and they're basically kind of frustrated people, not with the mainstream. They think they want to get things, they want to be beyond, they want to be, they have all kinds of modes. There are such elements. Now take the instance of NGOs. NGOs get fund, and the NGOs, only those NGOs will get fund who functions against the interest of nation, society. For us it is nation, society. We also believe in a nation soul. My regards to Sri Aurobindo, who speaks about nation soul. We also have something like nation soul. We are a nation society. So there are people who function, who thinks against nation society and would also want to function against nation society by creating disturbance. And these characters, such section of minds, become very easy instruments to the deep state. The deep state ultimately wants to create disturbances and instability. So if a society or a nation is unstable, then they're viable to, they're susceptible to attacks from without. That means someone else can manipulate them rather easily than otherwise if they're strong, internally coherent and strong. Now, this is artificially created using the deep state and the American aid through these kinds of disgruntled elements. Maybe it's NGO, maybe it is journals. Journals are very interestingly, they would give the kind of news which is against, and which is supposed to be the news they may not give, or may give it with an unimportant space in the newspaper. And the YouTubers, the many YouTubers, actually I don't know who was taken home for a ride. The 8 American aid operators, whether they are taking the YouTubers for a ride or the YouTubers were taking it down for a ride. I really don't know. You have to find it for yourself. Because these people speak against the nation, they have nothing to do with this nation. Some of them are not even belong to this nation. They are from some other nation and living in a third nation and speaking against our nation. There are some channels like that, and they will use the interest of American aid to speak against, for instance, I told you I was talking about my nation, speak against Bharat and get money from them. So in this case explicitly, such people are taking the American aid for a ride, but American aid wants to take many people for a ride. That also happens. So it happens vice versa. Very interestingly, some people really make a good living. And there are some YouTubers who made a lot of advantage with the American aid and other things through just talking nonsense in YouTube. If you watch their content is big zero, or often mine is big zero. But then they have access to YouTube to give the maximum reach. That alone would fetch something. I don't know how much, because I don't care about the revenues from I get. I just express myself. Whether you like it or not, it's up to you. I don't ask anyone to subscribe my channel. I don't ask for anyone to click the like button. I don't ask anyone to share what I say. It's up to you. I speak for upon my conscience and at my satisfaction. I'm not out here to impress anyone. So I don't care about the results and revenues and getting in region. It doesn't make any difference. I hardly see how many see my channels. If someone gives me a comment, I always reply. That's courteous. And I don't get any negative comments as well. I get always positive comments. Hardly any negative comments. Okay, that's the kind of thing I do. The deep state and American aid does all these kinds of things. Let's think about the two instances. One is the Shaheen Bagh strike against our Citizen Amendment Act. Hardly 200 people will be there. They were all borrowed, hired, and these people are made to sit there around the clock. Who funds them? American aid, deep state, etc. Shaheen Bagh, you just go and sit. Strike against the nation. The Citizen Amendment Act. What is Citizen Amendment Act? None of these people know. Yes, nobody knows. And if you ask anyone to react, they have no idea. They are taught that you go and sit there, 500 rupees I'll give you by evening. You have every other things that taken care of, and they just go and sit. That's the kind of thing. So fund. It's only through money you get the Shaheen Bagh operatives and the farmers' agitation. My God, you look at the farmers' agitation, and you don't find any farmer there, because we understand what farmer is. We are a farming nation fundamentally. We know who a farmer is, and Punjab farmer, Haryana farmer, whichever farmer, we know what they are. By the looks, we understand them. Now, Gujarati farmers, the MP farmers, UP farmers, we know who are the farmers, but none of them were farmers. They are just people sitting. They don't know what they are sitting there for. And even they get some money and their food. And in the farmers' association, even drinks, beautiful boats were coming. Food was given. They sit till evening and shout whatever somebody else shouts for them, and that goes on. There's hardly any genuinity in it. No one really is agitating. Now the Khalistan question. There is no Khalistani in Bharat. There is no Khalistan in Bharat. And there is no Khalistan in Punjab. There are some synthetic Khalistanis, synthetic unities of anachronistic people sitting some other in foreign countries. One was in Canada. Now they are almost getting derooted. This kind of thing. These things are projected through many media, and all the such medias come under the US aid fashion show. They unnecessarily spend money. I tell you, the American people's money is wasted. President Trump is even more than correct. All this money should have gone to the welfare development of their nation. There are hungry people in the US. There are homeless people in the US. There are people living on streets in the US. You divert such money to the welfare of these people instead of poking their nose into waste programs like this. These things don't last. How much money you wasted for this kind of things in Bharat. Two instances, only two examples: Shine Bag and the SIDS and farmers' agitation. How much money was spent? What happened? How much money was spent to manipulate the elections of Bharat? You made some headway, of course. There was some problem in UP. The caste riddleness, you have kindled the differences. This is sin, I am telling. The thing what you do with money is sin. That's against, if you believe in a God, you're God. I don't know whether you believe in or not, or what kind of God you believe in, and what kind of God supports you for sinning. Sin is your concept, not my concept. You don't have concept of sin in Hindu Dharma. You have. So you keep sinning. These are sins. At least with President Trump coming in, I think sense will prevail over the operators of this kind of things who think they are doing great things. You are doing nothing. Even if you succeed, it's only temporary. You can only delay things. You cannot end things. You can't fight nature. So be sensible at least. You are not even smart. Forget about being over smart. You are not even smart in such kind of things. There are short-term gains we can see, not beyond your noses. You don't get any longer benefits. Forget about this. Take care of yourself and look after yourselves. Don't try to poke into the other societies to destabilize, disturb and destroy them. You will get nothing out of this in the long run. Take care and be sensible. At least be sensible and be at least honest to at least yourselves. At least be honest to yourselves. We shall meet again with some other thought. Till then, it's Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.